Hi guys, it's Bryony. So today I have another guest with me, and this is Martha from Fab Little Bag.
Hello everyone.
So I really wanted to get Martha on here today because Martha is the inventor and founder of Fab Little Bag, and she's one of the only female leaders in the menstrual product world. Most pad and tampon brands are actually owned and run by men, which makes no sense whatsoever. So it's really good to see a female tackling this, and you actually started your product because you saw a problem and it was something that frustrated you.
Yep.
So I'm really keen to hear like what it is and how it works, and maybe show.
Sure. It was born out of frustration, really, sitting on the toilet doing the loo roll wrap for the umpteenth time and just hating it. And the previous night I had been round at a friend's house and had to go and change my tampon, and there was no bin in their bathroom, so I ended up having to do extra loo roll wrapping and then handbag smuggling, and I was kind of thinking, this is bonkers, what's going on? There should be a better solution. So there wasn't, so I ended up inventing Fab Little Bag. So it's a sanitary disposal bag made partially from cornstarch and biodegradable, and it's really here for two core reasons. One is to stop aquatic pollution at source and stop people flushing and encourage people to bin their sanitary products. So it's perfect for all sizes of tampons and applicators and wipes, and also sanitary towels, and even
Menstrual cups.
Menstrual cups. So you can just, if you're one of those people especially that maybe uses two, and you change it in the middle of the day and you can't
if
easily,
you don't feel like you can wash it
out at work or whatever,
yeah.
Then we do have cuppers that use these to put the menstrual cup in. You just pop it in, peel off the tab, and then close it, and everything is sealed inside, and you can then just pop that in your handbag and deal with it when you get home. So as I said, it works with tampons and pads and everything. So yeah, I invented it really out of frustration, and also I really wanted to address the issue of people feeling awkward and kind of embarrassed if they're in certain situations where there is no bin, or that it's their mother-in-law's bin and they don't feel comfortable leaving their wad in there or things like that. We were getting huge amounts of information that people were actually experiencing quite a lot of anxiety around binning, but it's such a taboo within the taboo that no one ever talks about it. So yeah, convert the flushers and replace awkwardness with awesomeness.
Brilliant. And the bag is also biodegradable.
Yeah, it's partially made from cornstarch, so we're looking at sustainability the way in, and then it's biodegradable as well. I mean, we need to all as a planet think about the impact that we're having environmentally. And crucially, Fab Little Bag stops the aquatic pollution caused by flushing. That's massive.
That's a really big point, because a lot of my viewers will be menstrual cup and pad users. A lot of you guys use reusables, and you might be wondering, well, but if we use reusables, that would solve that problem.
Yes.
But we are getting there. More and more people are using it, but there's an issue right now with pads and tampons being flushed. Certainly, just in the UK alone, it's almost 4 million being flushed every day. And we have a massive fat bug that was recently taken out of, I don't know where it was, Whitechapel. And you can actually go to a museum and see it, and it's just like, what do you say, 3 double-deckers? Buses?
I can't remember the number, but it's just vast.
It's huge, and it was clogging up, so obviously that was very costly for the government. And then if they get into the sea and into the oceans, they clutter our beaches, they look bad, and they pollute the oceans and damage the sea life.
Absolutely. And with 60% of UK tampon users flush, that's 1.4 billion tampons a year hitting our toilets, sewers, rivers, seas, beaches.
Crazy.
So we just got to stop it, and stop flushing and be a binner. If you do that, you don't have to use Fab Little Bag. If you're happy doing loo roll wrap, that's absolutely great. But Fab Little Bag definitely comes in and saves the day
for
on
those
a number of occasions for those who aren't comfortable.
And of course, there are always the organic disposables that are sort of a middleman for people who aren't quite ready to fully switch, but who want to have a better impact on the environment. So you can have those biodegradable and that too.
It's perfect.
So the other thing we were going to talk about is how the image of periods and views on periods has really changed over the last few years, vastly due, I think, to social media and how people have become aware of things like the Tampon Tax and period poverty. So for those who aren't from the UK, we have something here called Tampon Tax, which affects all menstrual products, so pads, tampons, menstrual cups, anything. And it essentially is that the only medical product that's in the UK's VAT system to be charged not at 0% or exempt is sanitary products. even incontinence pads, you know, condoms, they're all exempt. You don't have to pay VAT on them, but you do on sanitary pads. And they've been talked about in Parliament. It's very weird, our laws, because you have to pay tax on sanitary pads because they're luxury items. But Jaffa cakes, which is like a biscuit, men's razors and
condoms,
weird meats as well.
Weird meats.
They are all exempt because they're essential, apparently.
Well, it did start really, I think, with the tampon tax as the kind of push to where we are now.
Yes,
because
definitely.
that then led, as you say, it was in Parliament and it was kind of suddenly out there as a thing. And that then led to a much more kind of serious approach to the various number of issues around menstruation.
Yeah.
And one of the most despicable and horrible is period poverty. You know, we have, sadly, there's period poverty all over the world, but here in the UK we have period poverty with schoolgirls not going to school because they cannot afford sanitary products.
And it shouldn't happen because we provide free condoms to anyone now, but we can't supply free sanitary products. And even, who was it recently? There was an MP that said that it was the school's responsibility, not the government's, to make sure, and the parents' responsibility to make sure their kids had pads.
Yeah, but the point is, you know, certain number of kids are on free school meals for the reason that their family income is not high enough to comfortably afford to pay that. It's very easy. The whole administration system is there, ready to just press go. If they're on free school meals, they can have free sanitary products.
And so the other reason that I think menstrual health has really come into the limelight as well is reusables, an increased awareness of menstrual cups, cloth pads, other reusables like period underwear now.
Yeah.
I think just women like myself who find them and think, oh my goodness, this is so amazing. We need to tell more people about it. And obviously I went to YouTube, but there are other people who do it on like Facebook or you know, other social media, you know, blogs. And I think that has really helped open up this conversation with girls going, you know, women, or we shouldn't just say women, actually anyone can menstruate now, but just people saying, do you know what, this is how it works, this is what you need to do, because there is a little bit more of a, you know, a learning curve, say, to menstrual cups, for example. So that conversation was really important, but when you've opened it up, people discover it and they're like, oh, yeah, thank you for that tip. It works now, it's great. Yeah. And just seeing people being open about periods means that we can get these issues that we've talked about in this video more to the forefront.
I couldn't agree more, and social media has played such a huge part in that because it allows lots of people to come and join this conversation, and I passionately believe that the only way we're going to screw the taboo is to talk. And to just keep talking and have lots of different conversations about reusables, about organic products, about the challenges of disposables, you know, because I'm very, you know, I would hate for women to start judging women about how they're dealing with their menstrual cycle. Frankly, I just think, you know, whatever works for you, just go for it. But I do strongly feel that we should start the education about reusables and alternatives and organic versus non-organic and the whole thing much earlier than we're currently doing. I would say, you know, start that conversation year 5 and 6 at primary school, because some of those children have already started their periods. And definitely continue that conversation on a regular basis throughout secondary school and open their minds up to the fact that, you know, this is a moon cup, this is how it works. Sorry, this is a menstrual cup, this is how it works. These are reusable pads, you know, it might not be, you know, people have this negative image of like, oh, blood everywhere and I have to go and rinse it out and da, da, da. No, you can just bung it in the washing machine, or, you know, it's all about education.
Education is really key, and I think that's the main thing that needs to change. So we've seen a lot of change happen already, which has been great. Certainly in the 5 years I've been on YouTube, I've seen a massive change in opinions, people being much more open to the idea of, in particular, reusables, but just talking about periods in general as well.
Exactly.
But we've still got quite a way to go.
We have to include the blokes.
Yes, this is one of the things I'm so big about. We have to include
these guys in this conversation, because, you know, the blokes, the men have wives, sisters, girlfriends, wives, you know, friends who are women or who are menstruating.
And they're really good with it as well.
They're so cool with it in this younger generation.
Yeah, I've never actually come across a younger guy who has been really like, oh, don't talk to me about that. They're often quite curious because we won't talk to them about it, so they're actually really keen when they meet someone who will discuss it with them.
I agree.
To get more education. So I think we need to sort out how we educate our girls and boys in schools, and
Yes.
you know, it just needs to improve in general.
Couldn't agree more. You know, it's mainly kind of men of my generation and upwards who kind of put their fingers in their ears and run away when you mention the word period. The younger generation, in my experience, hanging around, you know, different universities and stuff, and talking to my son's friends, that, you know, they're relaxed about it.
Yeah,
and I
they
think we
are.
need to really encourage that, and I'm hopeful for that generation coming through that the taboo will be, you know, seriously reduced for the future, which is very encouraging.
I think we're really going to change the dynamic of how
I
these
agree.
issues are addressed.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming today
Absolute
and talking to
pleasure.
me and showing everyone your product. I love seeing other female entrepreneurs and
Yeah.
who are doing really well
Yeah.
too. And what stores can you get it in the UK?
So Fab Little Bag is available in various different, this is the handbag case, which is refillable, so it's out and about with your handbag. This is the bathroom pack that hangs out at home. So you can buy Fab Little Bag on Amazon, in large Waitrose stores, on Ocado when you do your home shopping, on our website. In fact, go to our website just to have a rummage around, because there's a lot more than just talking about Fab Little Bags on there. Some interesting kind of interviews with amazing women as well. We should get you on there actually. And so you can buy it easily in the UK, and indeed anywhere in the world through Amazon. Amazon.com is also, they're also on Amazon.com in America. So we get orders from all over the world, which is just wonderful.
That's really great. So I'll put her link down below, and of course if you were interested in reusables after this video, check out my shop up there. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you to Martha for coming to talk to me
Thank you
today.
so much. Yeah.
Please subscribe, let me know what else you'd like to see, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.